Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Rubber Duck Thursdays. How's it going? Why is the duck coming closer? Yeah, I made that and I was just like, it'd be really funny if the duck just kept going, but I wasn't sure if certain branding people would be cool with that, and so I just made it get a little bit bigger. Welcome, team. Welcome. How y'all doing? Happy Thursday. This music's such a vibe. I'm going to fade it out though, because it will distract me for the rest of this stream. I am working on getting some music that we can play throughout, so it can be a nice chill time together. But until then, well, we'll just gab. We'll just gab. What are y'all working on right now? In desk news, I got myself another desk chair from a friend of mine who's working on a chair company, and I can't decide if I want it. Or rather, I was just like, yeah, it might be time for a chair refresh. But I've realized I've gotten really used to my own chair, and so I've been switching back and forth between chairs. So that is how thrilling my life is right now. What are you all working on? I also have a project that I want to work on with y'all today that I am not confident in. And I think that is a good thing because it will force me to learn something that I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. But I'll load that up on the side and see that. Rubber duck like the keyboards. Rubber duck like rubber duck debugging. So if you don't know what rubber duck debugging is, here on Rubber Duck Thursdays, rubber duck debugging is a concept in programming that I think was popularized by Google, where if you are not sure how to solve something, how to figure out some sort of bug, you talk it out with a rubber duck, like verbally. And as you try to talk out your solution, or talk out your problem, you end up coming up with the solution as you talk about it. And so that is the initial concept of rubber duck debugging. And now it is just a thing where I had a rubber duck that my child took. So I have a ceramic one that my grandpa made. That is the rubber duck of choice at my desk in particular. I don't know if y'all have another rubber duck. I also, in addition to a rubber duck, I have a little Lego person, or a ceramic duck rather. I have a little Lego person who is right here. And I have her directly below my camera because I found if I look directly into my camera, it looks like I'm looking above it. But if I look directly at the Lego person, it looks like I'm looking at you. So anyway, those are my little characters I talk to day by day instead of human beings. Good evening from Ukraine. Good night from India. Wow, hello. Y'all are from all over the place. Welcome. You're tinkering with running Ubuntu in a VMware Fusion on a MacBook. Oh my goodness. Good luck. It's something to tinker with for sure. Once you get it working, I'm sure it'll be like, yes. But until then, it kind of sounds painful. Good, very evening. Midnight from Bangladesh. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming by. I'm sorry it's so late for you. We do want to add like an APAC region time zone to this weekly stream. There is a stream that happens many hours ago. It's at 10:30 GMT. Yes. And so if you are in the EU, that is a much more friendly time zone for you. UK, EU, all that jazz. Oh my goodness, we have people from all over the world here. Finland, Afghanistan, Nigeria, Pakistan, India. Wow, welcome everybody. So good to see you. I'm in Chicago. Go Bears. it's cold, all those stereotypes. Yeah, so 4:30 a.m. Central. But yeah, it's the other time zone is way earlier. But it is 10:30 a.m. GMT. And then we're working on adding another time zone, so y'all don't have to tune in at midnight. You can tune in at a reasonable time for you. Oh, from Brazil too. Wow, it's so fun to see people all over the world. That's what coding and open source is all about. Am I right? Bringing people together. From Italy too. Oh my goodness. Y'all also are coming from countries with such good foods. I would like you to just present some options to me. Man, that's awesome. Canada too, more Italy. I took a day off today to work on my open source project, called Mimicker. Lightweight Python native HTTP mocking server. Ooh, that is awesome. Yeah, no, I will look that one up. That sounds neat. From Ethiopia. Oh my goodness. So cool. The project that I want to work on today is one that I noodled on for a very long time. I talked about it on the internet. I spiraled on it. It was a pain. But now now that I've like solved my problem, I'll talk about what my problem was, how I fixed it, and how I want to make it better and hopefully open source the result. So my team at GitHub, we record a whole lot of technical demos. And the technical demos are often sharing code and stuff in here. Actually, let me share my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. For example, that you'll see my screen on the side where I've got VS Code, I've got Copilot on the side, and we'll show a video like that. Whoa, where did the frame go? Now I'm so big. Wow, that's fine. Anyway, we do that a lot, and it's something that it's fun to just kind of oh, there we go. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I'm so distracted by things moving. Look, more ducks. Anyway, we make these videos. Yay, they're done. Sometimes, though, someone wants a video in light mode. Sometimes people don't like dark mode. What a concept. And they want it in light mode, which is fine for short videos. But sometimes when you record a much longer demo and then someone says, oh, could you also do it in light mode? It's such a pain because you have to then re-record a whole coding technical setup the exact same way, but in a different mode. And so the problem that I wanted to solve was, how do I do it so that way I can record it once, and after recording it that one time, I can transform the resulting video into a light mode video so I can record it just once. So that was the problem. And oh my word, I went on such a deep dive trying to solve this. I messed with various video editing softwares from like DaVinci Resolve to Screen Studio to Adobe Premiere to Camtasia. So many things where everything got a little bit close, but wasn't quite there. And so eventually I straight up went FFmpeg. I don't know if y'all know what FFmpeg is. It is a glorious, glorious technical solution that is probably the root of a lot of video editors that you've seen before. And let me share my screen after I pull it up. 1 second. It is a tool, a complete cross-platform solution to record, convert, and stream audio and video. FFmpeg is magical. It can do pretty much anything with video. I've used it to, for example, add frames around a series of videos in bulk just from my command line, which is amazing. Or I've used it to convert a video from an MP4 to something else. Look at that. Input MP4, output AVI, where like that one-liner is all you need to convert it. It's a very, very powerful tool. It's great. Just like this person said, most video editing tools are based on FFmpeg, and yeah, it's magical. So anyway, I started noodling on FFmpeg and coming up with so many scripts, so many options to edit these dark mode videos into light mode videos, and they all looked terrible. I can't really emphasize it enough. It was not a great time. I was fully just spiraling and spending way too much time on how do I make it perfect. Where I was, for example, taking my VS Code like configuration for the dark theme and the light theme and trying to do a color replace across the videos, giving the input the hex values and then outputting the hex values, stuff like that. It was a mess. And that didn't work, for example, because anti-aliasing is a thing and pixeling is a thing. When you do videos, it's not a perfectly crisp rendering of what is on your screen like you would hope. I also tried VS Code in the browser and doing like a CSS filter, then figuring out how to record both at the same time. It did not work. Anyway, it was terrible. And then eventually I came up with a solution, and the solution is so small, it almost hurts my feelings. And I'm going to pull up that solution because it ended up being, oh, I know, so many artifacts in terms of shadows. There were artifacts everywhere. I had so many just terrible videos on my computer trying to solve this problem of just I want a dark mode and a light mode one. And I honestly almost fully gave up. And then I came up with this line of code that I will paste right here. 1 second. This one. This did it. After days of spending time on this, where I promise I was doing my day job. This was during other times when I should have been thinking about literally anything else. This did it. So what this line does is it says, okay, I want to do a transform. So we have ffmpeg is the command. The input is the input.np4, so whatever input video it is. This VF thing says, hey, this is a flag that I want to do some visual effects on the video. Negate inverts the colors of the video. So all the black becomes all the white. All of the green becomes orange, I think. It just inverts all of the colors. Then this transform right here, this hue equals H equals 180, this does a hue rotation on the negated video. By doing that hue rotation, that allows me to turn all of the non-black and white colors back to their original ones. And so, for example, the green that was red is back to green. The orange or the blue that was now orange is now back to blue, that sort of thing. Then, after doing that rotation, I had to increase the contrast because once you do that kind of transform, it's not a lot of contrast, but just enough so that EQ equals contrast equals 1.2. It's like a 120% contrast increase. And then it also increased the saturation to make the colors that have been rotated in the hue just a little more true to the original theme. And this did it. The joy that I had when I finally figured it out. Once again, I spent way too much time on this. I literally DM'd this line of code to my manager at like 1 a.m. and got a message the next morning saying, Cassidy, what? Why did you do this? But it worked. It worked. And I feel so powerful. I feel so happy to be able to do that. Where I'm going to pull up the before and after. If I have a demo video that looks like this, where it's very, very just VS Code. I truly was just adding a comment to things. Where if I have this demo video where I'm showing something in VS Code, an example comment, I'm adding some kind of div to the page. I've used Copilot to do some autocomplete, all of that, and I end up like getting the chat out for GitHub Copilot to show that. You've seen the video, but then this is the result of my script. It's light mode. It does it. It works. Where the comments are still green, the HTML is readable, and then when I open up the chat, you can actually see things. What a concept. I'm so happy. You have no idea. Anyway, we've all been there, right? Where you really noodle on a problem way too often, or way too deeply. It's just a thing that gnaws at you until you solve it. And I was determined. So thank you so much for saying that you liked it. I appreciate it. I actually do similar settings for a dark mode filter in CSS for websites. Oh, the contrast and saturation definitely made it better. But yes, it's alive. So anyway, thank you all so much. Yes, it is color science. It is exciting. it exists. So this line of code, I would have guessed as a transform. I know. Believe me, I messed with transforms. I don't even want to add up the amount of time I spent on this to get such a small line. It's so small but so powerful. So will there be a GitHub repo with the line of code for us to fork? Yeah, exactly. What I would like to do is package this up into a web application because, first of all, I like the internet, FFmpeg has a WASM integration, WebAssembly. For those who don't know what WebAssembly is a way to it's an engine that's now in browsers to be able to add more complex libraries to the browser. So for example, you could add Rust libraries, you could add C libraries, you could build a whole operating system in the browser with WASM. You could even run FFmpeg in the browser. So my idea is turning this into a web app where you can drag a video onto the page and then it downloads the light mode version of the video. Every time a command of FFmpeg actually does what you want, an angel gets their wings. That's so real. Oh my word. I have so many ugly videos on my machine that I've had to delete. But yeah, I think I can turn this into a web app. I say I think because I've never tried before. And why not do it in front of a lot of people right now? I don't actually know how many people are viewing this right now, but hey, we're all friends here, right? We could build this together, right? What could go wrong? Exactly. What could go wrong? Nothing. So that is going to be the attempt today. I started the repo. I did not get very far at all. In fact, I'm going to start sharing my screen with Wasm. I know this is a risky thing to do live. I fully acknowledge that. I'm going to have the ducks that judge me stare at my screen, while you also all stare at my screen and watch me flounder for the next 45 minutes. I truly have started the most basic things in that I made an index.html and I was like, no, this should be more complex. So I made it into a Vite app so far, where all I did was install Vite, I installed Preact, and I installed FFmpeg, and I have done nothing else. So we're going to do this live. We're going to do this now. And I'm quite frightened about if I'll be able to do this at all. But I once again, I think we're all friends. Oh yeah, time to get sweaty. That's my secret cap. I'm always sweaty. But we're going to try to make this work. You have different individual backgrounds for different ducks? Yes. Oh my goodness. Our design team is amazing, and they made a 3D model of this duck to make so many different backgrounds. Excuse me while oh my word. Excuse me while I show you the different duck backgrounds, because we've got flat ducks. We've got just ducks in a row where I can add a little duck into the top-hand corner up here. We've got a duck that stares at me from this direction. We've got a duck that stares at me from the other direction. We have so many ducks, and that's what this show is all about. Ducks. Anyway, got distracted there. But we're going to try to do it live. Yeah, all your ducks in a row, eh? At least in terms of backgrounds, I have all my ducks in a row. In terms of coding, let's find out, shall we? I don't think the FFmpeg lib from npm works client-side. Great to know. Once again, I've never tried it. So I feel like I can make it work client-side. That'll probably be our first issue that I run into. I'm so afraid. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, npm run dev. For all of my coworkers watching this, please be nice to me after this stream because I'm so frightened. But you know, last week's stream, in case you missed it, um, also didn't go so well because I was trying to work on a feature that turns out I didn't actually have access to. And so this time I was like, hey, why don't I work on something that I've never done before ever? Because I've decided that the theme of this entire stream is humble thyself. Um, and boy, howdy, do I feel humbled, but it's good for me. So I said that I did nothing. I did do a little something. I I wrote stupid text. Um, I basically changed there's like the quote on the Statue of Liberty where it's like, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses. And I just said, give me your dark mode videos. Um, send these people to me, and I said, send your dark mode to me. So anyway, that is all I've done where I've added a paragraph. I even kept the counter that it had. I could probably get rid of that, but you get it. You get it, right? Um, so I have installed FFmpeg. I made a video converter component that does nothing. It is the thing that rendered this word hello on the page. If you need me to zoom in, let me know. But anyway, I could probably get rid of that counter on the page. Let me do that. And this might be where I hardcore lean on Copilot to help me because once again, haven't done this before. So I'm going to get rid. You know what? The counter will be my. I'll call this attempt counter or mistake counter. Cool. So as I build this, we'll just have this mistake counter, and we'll see how well it goes. How did that? Cool. We'll give myself one mistake as a treat. Okay. So we have our video converter. What I need to do, in theory, is be able to upload a video onto the page. Once you upload the video on the page, run the FFmpeg command, have some kind of loading screen, and then download the output. You cannot convert videos on the client if you aren't ready to do magic. Oh, I'm ready to do magic. Will the magic work? Probably not, but I'm willing to try. So let's go to our video converter thing. What I might need to do, in addition to having this FFmpeg, because we've talked about client-side rendering, I might need to import the ref components. Import, I'm going to probably need use state and use ref. Whenever you want to interact with something on the page that has been like rendered on the page, not like not just client side, but like the HTMLs on the page, you often need a ref. So in theory, I need that. Why do a client side though, just for fun? Yeah, this is fun. This is very fun. In an ideal world, what I want to do is give this URL to my coworkers, and then whenever they want to render a light mode video, they can just do it and it's done. I've thought about also making like a desktop app with Tauri or something, but one step at a time. Once again, we don't know if this is going to work. Okay. So we've imported use state, we've imported use ref. I'm also going to pull up the FFmpeg wasm docs, and I'm going to paste that in the chat if you want to check this out. Wouldn't it be smarter to do this on a server or something and just connect to it? Sure. But also security and stuff. I would like for things to be so client-side that they never have to send anything to a server. I think that would be cool. Plus, then I could host it on GitHub Pages. Oh my gosh, I'm using GitHub products. I work here. Okay, so anyway, what's great about WebAssembly is that it lets you do stuff in the browser. I want to do things as statically as possible to just have it be its own self-contained thing. Then that makes it as portable as possible. It would be nice. I really don't want to have to deal with deploying servers, honestly. Like, yes, I can. Do I want to? No. So yeah, because there's the WASM library, which I see if there was FFmpeg WASM, it should be pretty easy. Should be, we hope. That was the whole impetus of this. Otherwise, I would have said install FFmpeg team and just run the command, which I could just do. But no, we're over engineering this, doing this live. Okay, so once again, I haven't used this library before, so I've installed it. Which is their npm install commands are just in their docs here, and then it has usage examples, and it looks like their usage examples use React. I picked Preact just because it's smaller, but the APIs are the same. So I wonder if I could just copy this. It looks like they use a state variable for if something has loaded, and yeah, they use refs. Look at me, it's like I know things. Let's see. I see that there is a question about GitHub account stuff being suspended. I don't have any power there. I will note your comment to the team. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it, but yeah. Idea, give the option to output as, oh my gosh, yes. Okay, one thing at a time though. We need to make one command work. If it works, then we can add some more zhuzh. Okay, so it looks like in their examples, which once again, I pasted the docs in the chat. I won't zoom in too much on the docs. Well, I can. I'll do it a little bit. It looks like in there, they use FFmpeg in a ref, and then they load things in there. Video ref, message ref. I don't know what message ref does. Oh, it's just, is it loaded? Should I just copy this? I'm going to copy this, see what it loads. I don't know what to expect. Okay, load FFmpeg core. I will. Oh no. The file does not exist. Oh, okay. I don't know what that means. So I'm just not going to worry about it. Oh, that is because it has me loading certain things client side or from here. There's FFmpeg core, UMD. If you're a Vite user, use ESM. That's probably my problem here. Dist ESM. This feels like something that I shouldn't do, but I'm trying it again anyway. Let me increase my mistake counter and try again. Nice, didn't work. Love it. Doc window's too small to read. Okay, I will zoom in more next time. You may want to put some limitations since they get huge quickly. We're not going to do the animated GIF or GIF if that's your persuasion yet. We just want to do the one command that I already have. Cool. Mistake counter up to 3. Let's see. I am not going to do this because I don't understand why I would do some of this. Why would I have this base URL and I've already installed the core stuff here? So I'm gonna stop this, but I will return a different component. Let's just say I'm gonna return a div, and I'm gonna say this is the video thing. And actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have Copilot do some stuff for me. I'm gonna say file input that takes in a video in the it just takes in a video. Let's just see what it does. Nice, killing it. Wow, it did way more than I expected to. I don't think it needs. Oh, you know what? It's fine. I'll keep it. Let's accept it. So it looks like it has an input when you accept a video. It does a lot of FFmpeg stuff, but I don't think it needs to right now. But I appreciate that it's loading something. Maybe I should let that happen. I don't know. Let's find out. I'm gonna put in a video. And it'll be this one. Oh, okay. I don't I don't know what's happening, but it says loading. That's kind of nice. Thanks for liking the vibe. The vibe is panic. VS Code plugin to increment the counter every time there's an error. Yeah, I probably should. Um, cool. I think it got stuck, and that's okay. I'm refreshing the page. We're increasing that mistake counter to 4. Um, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to get rid of some of that stuff, but I will keep the video URL because that seems significant. Oh, and then message ref. I don't like how it uses that. It's using that as if it's a state variable. Okay, I'm getting rid of that stuff. Okay, but I do think the video URL will be significant. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Copilot. You made an input tag. I'll take it. Okay. Oh, the video ref is nice. Okay, yeah. 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 If I do that and it doesn't do any of that FFmpeg stuff, will it at least show it on the page? No, it will not. Probably because of, once again, the loading setup, where I'm going to say if it's loading, we'll have that. Otherwise, instead of null, I'm going to do a nested ternary. Don't do this at home. It is not a good thing to do. I'm also going to say video URL. So video ref. Yeah. Video ref, and then video ref will start as null. If video ref .current.src, then it's loaded. Otherwise, it's not loaded. But then when it's loaded, I'm going to populate that. This is disgusting, but I'm standing by it. Okay. So if it's loading, it shows loading. If it's not loading and the video exists, it'll show the video tag. Otherwise, it'll say not loaded. Yeah. I'm okay with that. Oh, I broke something. I can't even click my counter now. It is very angry at me this time. Why is it this time? I got too fancy with it. Loading is not defined. Oh, loaded, not loading. Cassidy, come on. Dot length. Cannot read properties of undefined dot length. What did I do? Did I do something wrong? I did a few things wrong, but I don't think it matters that much. I don't actually have to do the nested ternary. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Do you all see it? You don't have a button. Yeah, no, it's not rendering the input at all. And I'm trying to see why it's not rendering it at all. Like, none of the JavaScript is suddenly loading. Oh, there it is. Cool. Just refresh the page. Gonna count that as a mistake. Now we're at 5. Okay. We're putting in a video. We're clicking that. Cannot set properties of null. Setting src. That's fair. I'm gonna turn that into a state variable instead of a ref. I'm gonna call it video set video equals use state null. And then I'm just gonna say let's see, set video to video URL. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Instead of turning it into a ref. This is where I should probably say, hey, Copilot, you messed this up, not me, but that's okay. Load it onto the page, maybe. Okay, so let me also do oh, Cassidy. Okay, hang on. Instead of video ref, it's just video. Aha! Wow. Okay. That's something. Ask Copilot to rewrite. Yeah, exactly. I'm not calling set loaded. I was just thinking that. In here, I'm going to say set loaded to false, but then here I'll do set loaded to true. Yeah. Okay. Also, I'm going to get rid of this FFmpeg line. We just want to get the video on the page right now. Okay. Video. Blammo. Loading. Cool. But you know, I'm not doing enough async stuff. This is where Cassidy. I'm blaming Copilot for this. Let me just highlight this and say, hey, fix this. Hey, Copilot, I want you to do this because I don't feel like messing with it. Edit this file to make it so that when a video is loaded from the input tag, it renders a video tag on the page to display said video. Cool. I chose my model to be Claude for this one. It feels right. Thank you. You're right. I should have asked Copilot to rewrite it long ago. If you haven't seen Copilot edits, it is a nice thing because it does the editing for you and you can kind of look at how it does it. Okay. Sure. I accept. Oh, hey, look, it worked. The video's huge, but that's great. That means it worked. Okay. That was actually a very small diff. I should have seen that. That's okay. Okay, and then I'm also going to set the style to not be too wide. I'm going to say max width is 500 pixels. Just to have it there. Nice. Okay, great. Cool. So now it plays my video when I add it to the page. That's something. We're basically done, right? Thanks, Copilot. Yeah. Applause. Okay, cool. Yeah, I could do 80 VW. Sure. I'll take your suggestion. If you don't know what VW is, that's the viewport width, and so it'll always be 80% of the viewport width. I should use VW more often. I usually only do it for containers, but in this particular case, let's roll with it. Okay, cool. Thanks, Copilot. We are not increasing the mistake counter tonight for this particular task. Okay, so now that we've done this, we have the video loaded onto the page. Now we want to take this video and say, convert it to light mode. I'm going to, let's see, first of all, message ref. We're not really doing anything with that, right? Right. I'm going to just get rid of that for now. And instead, I'm going to make a button. Convert to light mode. When one clicks that button, it will convert to light mode. Or so they say. So I open this video. It loads. We hope. The fact that it's taking a while is a little concerning because this is a very small video. And I'm now worried. How are you planning to do light mode? I actually talked about this a little bit earlier. I already wrote an FFmpeg command that works. And if I scroll up, I will pull it up so you can see. And so the point of this application is to turn that FFmpeg command into a web app. And I've never done this before, and we're doing it live, trying to figure it out. Yeah. Okay, So I don't know what's taking so long here. I'm going to not worry about it just yet. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the docs. And you know what? As I skim through this really quick, I think they've got to have a React specific example, right? Aha. Heavens me. Look at that. They do. Okay, I'm gonna look at their examples because I feel like sometimes looking at the code itself is more useful for me than looking at the docs sometimes. You need a little bit of both. So I just plopped in the chat. Um, it's a long URL, but it's in the chat. These are their examples for a React app. This is a pre-Activate app, but the APIs should be the same. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here, look at how they did things. Oh, goodness, excellent. Okay. Wow, maybe I'll just copy all of this. Shall we? Maybe? Okay, so it has a function for getting a video URL from the internet. We don't need to do that because we have one with our input. And then it has a transcode thing. Maybe I should copy this example first, see if it works, and then work on my component. That would probably be smart, right? Probably. I'm going to just call this example.jsx, and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy this whole darn thing. Cool. And then inside here, instead of React, it's preact/hooks. Otherwise, everything else should be the same. Let me close the chat. Oh, goodness. Yes, that's fine. And I'm going to get rid of the TypeScripty stuff because I'm not using TypeScript and it gets in my way sometimes. Okay. We're fine here. I'm going to call this example instead of app. Example instead of app. And then in here, I'm going to import the example. I'm very curious to see if the example just works. Example from example. Nice. And then above the mistake counter, I will put the example component. I want to see how it works. Okay. They have this load ffmpeg core thing. Let's just see what happens. Why does it want me to do that? Is there something I need to import that I'm not seeing? I'm getting that same error that I saw before. You can actually run the ffmpeg dynamically on the upload. Yeah, no, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to ultimately do that, but right now I'm doing it step by step because I feel like that will be helpful for me to understand how things work under the hood. Anyone want to work from home? Let's do this. We're working from home on the internet. Okay, so why this file does not exist thing that keeps happening. Honestly, I'm gonna ask Copilot because I am not sure what this error means. When I run this application, I get the following error. What does it mean? Let's see if it helps. Let's see. Vite is trying to optimize a dependency that it doesn't know. Oh, okay. So add the problematic dependency to this exclude array. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that. Okay, but there isn't a worker.js, is there? I'm just gonna copy that and see if it works. And we'll go from there. No. Okay. I wonder if I should just copy. Here, I'm actually going to ask more questions. I'll say, I don't actually have a worker.js file in this repository. Oh no. Oh, I accidentally copied the same thing. I'm going to call the workspace agent. If you don't know what the workspace agent is in Copilot, it's really nice. And long story short, when you call it, it does like some repo indexing. So it'll look through all your code and be just like, oh, there's a file that exists here, or oh, there's a thing that exists over here. And so once again, it seems like I'm shilling because I work here, but it's actually a very useful tool and I highly recommend using it. Okay, so we're asking a workspace, hey, I don't have a worker.js file in this repo. What specifically should I add to the exclude array? I'm curious. Since you don't have a worker.js file, you can remove the exclude. Yeah, no, I know, but did you not have the context of the previous thing? Or you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to rephrase my question to get rid of this. To get rid of this error. And then I want it to note that we're looking at that current file. And then I also want to note that we're looking at this in vite.config.js to get rid of this error. So I'm specifically pointing at the vite.config.js, pointing to the error, and making it look at the example.jsx file. I'm hoping that that helps me. We'll see. To resolve the error, you should exclude the package from the dependency optimizer. Oh, okay, interesting. Thanks, Copilot. I don't know how this works, but I'm just, once again, trying it live, and we'll see what happens. Does the workspace just take the current folder you're in VS Code, or does it take the place of the Git folder? The workspace looks at the whole repo that is pointed at in Git. I think you can specify a specific folder, at least in the edits panel, but I'm not sure because I've never tried a specific folder. I usually just do the entire repo. That's a good question, though. Thank you so much for asking it. Make sure to install any specific packages. Already did that. Thank you for bringing it up. Can anybody tell me how to change the order of commits? Oh, then you want to cherry pick commits and stuff. Suppose I have commits A, B, D, and C, and I want to have A, B, C, and D. That, I do think that's something where, yeah, rebase is what you want to do. Rebase, few people are saying rebase. Rebasing is it. I couldn't tell you the specific command to do, but once again, Copilot exists, and you can ask that specific question, and it will be very helpful in there. Have you ever used it in the browser? This is me fully going off on a tangent, but this would be a really interesting question, actually. So github.com/copilot lets you use Copilot in the browser. And if you haven't used Copilot before, we made it free, and so you can. And so I'm actually going to, can I copy this exact question? I don't know if I can. Okay. Can you give me a git command to change the order of commits without, change the order of commits? Say I have commits A, B, C, D, and C, and I want it to be A, B, C, and D. And then it should just give you, oh yeah, there you go. Look at all these instructions. That's so nice, right? So yeah, it's telling you to rebase. So you would, let's say you want to reorder the last 4 commits, you rebase, and then it's head, and then squiggly 4. And then from there, you get a text editor, and then I'm sure that the commit, like it has A, B, C, D in here. You might need the actual IDs of those commits. And then you rearrange the lines that you want. That's so nice, right? So yeah, as you do it, you rebase, continue, and then when you're done, you push it. Cool. Thanks, Copilot. You've saved the day again. And now that I've talked about Copilot enough, I can keep my job. Okay, cool. So, my apologies, I was not here from the beginning. Are you building an attack where you use code in an MP4 file? No, but that sounds really hardcore. What I'm doing is I'm trying to convert a video from dark mode to light mode using FFmpeg in the browser. I already have the FFmpeg command. I just need to run it in the browser. And I'm currently running into some bugs and asking Copilot to help me. I did not actually expect to finish it on this stream, and so it would be nice if I could, but it might be something that we pick up next week. But I will be sure to post about it on the internet. By the way, this is my handle, Cassadoo, or cassadoo.co if you're on Blue Sky. And I post things there if you ever want to see what I'm doing. Okay. So I have done what it told me. Let's see if the example works now. Nope, it did not. Increase that error. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just say, okay, unexpected identifier find. Where am I using the word find in the repo? I'm not. Okay. You know what? This is where I'm doing it again. Although it says I have all of these URLs in the file where it has the FFmpeg core dist ESM stuff, but in my terminal it says that those are not found. So is what the heck? Cannot find package. So are just the docs out of date? Because that would be a major bummer. Client-side errors instead. Yeah, exactly. I love it when we have different errors because that means something is happening. I didn't know that you could just reorder like that in the text editor. Yeah, it's kind of nice, right? I do that all the time when I'm fixing a couple commits. That's awesome. Rebase is one of those things where like I use it and at the time it's magical, and then later I'm just like I've messed up. I need to look up how to use it almost every time. Okay. So this URL that it wants me to use doesn't exist, which is not an ideal scenario for someone like me who would like something to exist. So I'm going to look and see if anything about FFmpeg. Oh no. FFmpeg unpackage. Okay. So something exists. It has up to version 10. No, it should. Look at that. So that should exist. /dist/ESM. This URL works. So let's see, unpackage, FFmpeg. Maybe I'll take out the core MT part. Let's find out. I have never edited a file at this level before, or at least a URL at this level before, so I don't know if it'll work. But we're going to try it. Nope. Still doesn't work. Okay. Dist ESM, FFmpeg core, WASM, and worker. Okay, there's worker. It doesn't have core. Aha. Yeah, the FFmpeg core, that does exist, because this doesn't show that it exists. Where are you saying? Where are you showing it? Can you post links here? Try. I don't actually know what the permissions are because I don't own the channel. Try posting a link, and if it doesn't work, take out the HTTP and like add a space or something. Yeah, because it doesn't seem to exist here. Maybe a different version or something. Oh no. Goodness, I was really hoping that this would not be our issue, getting an example to work. Let's see. I was not able to see whatever URL put. Does it show the resource fails load? Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm looking at right here. Like this URL, let me actually just copy it in the browser. Yeah, it says that this doesn't exist. Why? Because it does look like some things exist, but yeah, I'm not seeing um I'm not seeing it in here. Why is this your example if it doesn't work? I wonder if they have this shipped anywhere. Can I click a URL? Doesn't look like it. What is the language? We are doing JavaScript, but it's not going well, which is okay. But it seems to be something that's not my fault, which is both good and bad because when something isn't my fault, that means I can't control it. And I would rather look foolish. Okay, let's see. I don't see core. I see, and I don't see core wasm or core anything. Could it be in here? I'm not sure where these things are coming from. What if I change it from FFmpeg core to, or wait, let me just look really quick. Or wait, let me go to UMD. No. What a pain. I just want something to work. If I change it to just worker and take out the core part, that might fix one of them, right? Let's find out. Hey, that did fix one of them. Okay, so it's really the FFmpeg core file that doesn't work. Maybe it's the index.js that I could replace that with. Let's find out, shall we? I don't see the wasm part in here, so I'm so nervous. If anybody sees anything, if you see something, say something, because I am in uncharted waters here and have no ego about it. What I'm trying to do, welcome, is try ffmpeg/core. Amazing idea. What I'm trying to do is run ffmpeg in the browser, and I am a little stuck, but that is a great call. I'll look at the core thing. ffmpeg core. Yeah, that looks right. Hey, y'all, this is a really great opportunity to make a PR. If you want to make some edits to this file to make it work. But until then, I'm going to mess with it. Let's see. Oh, that does not help me. Okay, let's look at unpackage. Okay, there is no ffmpeg core. Oh no. What about just ffmpeg? Nope. Can I search it unpackage? I've never actually tried. Unpackage ffmpeg. Do. Oh goodness me. I'm noticing that we technically only have 2 minutes left of the stream, and I got approximately nowhere. But I will say, as I continue to mess with this, I appreciate you all very much for being here. Okay. We're looking at ESM. Great. I want to browse. FFmpeg latest version. Yeah, no. So I've already installed the latest version here. So here's the thing. I was hoping to just follow the React example that they had in their repo. But in the React example, though they import the FFmpeg utils and stuff here, they also still have these base URLs for FFmpeg in unpackage, which I don't really understand why. But they do. Because honestly, the easy part of this is just one line right here where let me zoom in. The part that I was expecting to do is just this ffmpeg exec function where you execute a command on the input and the output and it's done. Um, but I can't get their example to run. Uh, if it makes you feel any better, I just ran the app I'm working on for the first time after 3 days and it didn't work. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I don't know if that makes me feel better, but it makes me feel sad for you. So you know what? I'm cutting myself off. This is growth, right? Being able to step away and say, I think I need a breather from debugging something that I have no control over. This is something that I might work on next week, might work on never again. Something that I hoped would just work, but alas, does anything? And this is Rubber Duck Thursdays. Hey, this is what software engineering is all about. And if I do figure this out, I will open source it and you will see it and you might just like it. But if you don't, that's okay. I won't be hurt. If you'd like to tune in next week, we will be here every Thursday. We are here at this time where it's 1 p.m. Central Time in the US, but there's also an earlier time at 10 a.m. GMT, 10:30 a.m. GMT. And then we're also looking at adding an APAC friendly time zone as well. So Thursdays, check out this channel. It'll always be scheduled on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Twitch, so you can check it out and subscribe wherever you see fit. And that's it. It's been fun hanging out with y'all. Debugging is not an easy thing, but it's something that I like to do with you because you can probably relate to the pain that I'm feeling right now. Thanks so much for hanging out, everybody. I will see you next week. And until then, check it out. Yeah, I saw your mess. I think your messages were deleted. I think URL sharing doesn't work in the chat for spam reasons, but I'll look for them. All right, y'all. It's been fun. Until next time, please use GitHub Copilot so that way the numbers go up and I can keep my job. To the moon. Woohoo! Okay. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, my friends. See ya.